It's 5 p.m. for 50% of this group. I feel good.
You're not alone, CP.
Finally, the equation is equal.
All I heard is I just grabbed the big white one. It's time to go.
It's free for all Friday.
Hello. Yes. I saw Star Wars for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I'm a huge fan.
Thanks. It's so awesome to be here. I mean, oh, wait, that's not me.
Oh, Lizus, they can't hear you. Tim says they can't hear you. So there's that. If you were following with us last week, what was it? Dylan gets the free pony. He gets the named pony. He found me the Shining shirt. So
Sweet.
Dylan has the pony name.
Has it been ordered?
It has not been ordered, but he did find it. He did find it. So you're just holding it for the shit of it?
so
the problem. Okay. That's my fault. I forgot to connect my freaking snowball.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh well.
Well, Lee, give us one of these.
Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, I think we're back. Can you guys hear me in the chat now? That's the big question.
Lee, give us one of these.
Captain Mike.
Testes?
Yeah. No, it's not making noise, dude.
Really? You're kidding me. Okay, we're back. They can hear me.
If Lee is talking and no one can hear him, is he still talking? That's an excellent question.
Okay, so we're
It's
going
right
to
there
roll
with that
it.
tree in the forest.
Thanks for your patience, guys.
Okay, Tim says he can hear you now.
Okay, all right, here we go. Last Jedi trailer. Wow, I mean, how do we even start digging into this thing?
With the beginning.
The beginning. Okay. You know what? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. What did you guys think of the trailer? Let's start with Luke. Just overall, first impressions. When you first saw this trailer, what was going through your mind? Tell me right now. What happened?
A tad underwhelmed when I first watched it, but then when I watched it more and more, I got into it. But I think that the expectations so massive. Like The Force Awakens, it was the first new Star Wars film in ages, so it had that huge hype behind it. Whereas this one, we've already seen 2 new Star Wars films. So initially, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but excited at the same time. But I think it's a great teaser. It perfectly kind of shows you enough without showing you too much. So, yeah, initial reactions, but you know, we get spoiled as Star Wars fans getting shown too much. I think sometimes.
Yeah, we did. Zach, have you seen the new trailer yet?
Yes, and I have it playing as a refresher right now. No, I have seen the trailer. I was actually moving when it went live, so...
Take it easy, Snippy. It's a 2-minute clip. We can wait for you if you want.
Oh, no. It's actually a funny story. We were all moving around the house, and I was like, "Oh no, I gotta stop." My parents are like, "What are you talking about? I gotta watch the new Star Wars trailer." I put the Star Wars trailer on. My mom's trying to say something. I'm like, "Shh! You don't talk during the Star Wars trailer." So, had it playing.
Killer story.
I dug it. I thought it was good. I think it's going to be a lot darker than the last one. It definitely has a dark tone to it. And I'll let CP go before I get really into this trailer.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to hear CP's reaction to this.
Well, before CP goes, I think it's nice to have Zach here as somebody who's not like a diehard Star Wars fan, because it's nice to get the perception of somebody that, what did you think of this trailer at face value if you're not a big fan? So,
oh, by the way, I've seen every main Star Wars in the theaters.
Oh, so you are a big Star Wars fan then?
I saw the reissues in the 90s at the first ones.
Look at you. All right. Damn, I stand corrected.
You just took a big warm dump on your head there.
Okay. CP.
Calling me out.
Calling you out, buddy.
Yeah. Underwhelmed to begin with, and then as we stand, I'm whelmed. I could have used a little bit more. So much from Octo. But it's a teaser. I have to keep forgetting that Force Awakens was this special thing, and in my brain clock, we've seen a lot more by this point, as far as the Force Awakens timeline is concerned. So it's just I'm unfairly comparing where we were this time for Episode 7. So whelmed. Not. I'm glad any type of footage we got, I'm glad for it, but guarded.
Yeah, guarded. That's a good word. Well, I remember the second I saw it because I was actually on lunch from work, and I just happened for some reason that day I said I'm gonna go home for lunch, not expecting a new Star Wars trailer, and then the shitteth hitteth the faneth. As soon as I actually turned on YouTube and I saw that the 40th anniversary panel was live, and I caught the end of it right when they were about to play the trailer, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this because I guarantee you they'll show this trailer. It'll go live like directly after this panel. And so knowing me, I was like, I got to get a trailer reaction for this thing. And it will be
ding, 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 ding.
Right. Here we go. But it will be interesting to do a trailer reaction for something that I am not going to be able to handle. Like I that way about Star Wars. I get chill bumps. I freak out. And if you watch that trailer reaction, you can tell I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm just completely flabbergasted that we're getting a new Star Wars film. So the first time I watched it, a couple things jumped out at me.
Ray's haggard, old-looking hand.
What's that?
Man, she's got some gnarly-looking knuckles, man.
Who?
Ray. When they do that close-up of her hand, she's got some not attractive fingers.
Wow. I didn't even notice that.
It's all that combat
I
training.
still haven't noticed that, and I've watched the trailer like 30 times now.
She's got like 50-year-old man hands.
Yeah. But I mean, at face value, I think I thought it did what a great teaser trailer should do. It didn't give away a lot, but it threw in a couple little nuggets to really get you interested. One being that training between Luke and Rey, and then of course that last line the Jedi has to end. I thought that was perfect. After I watched it a few times, I was like, this is a really good trailer, because it's not complete action either. You know how like a Transformers trailer, it's like action all the way through. This wasn't that. It kind of started off with that, breathe and all that stuff, and then it just kind of slowly built. And then when it hits that crescendo, like right in the middle, when you see those, I don't know what those fighters were. Do you guys know what those fighters were? Because I've never seen them before.
I think they're called skimmers.
Skimmers, yeah. When you see those skimmers hit that ground, and then the music, the score and all that, it did what a trailer. I got chill bumps. I'm getting chill bumps right now just thinking about it.
I think everything in that trailer is probably only in like the first hour of the movie as well. Just it's the sense I get.
Yeah.
Like they're not giving away too much more later on in the film. I think the first Force Awakens teaser only had like stuff from the first 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And plus stuff that we just didn't see, like him walking into the forest. We just didn't get that.
That's a badass shot that should have been in the movie.
I know, dude. Not
It wouldn't
Awesome
have made sense
shot.
though in the context of the scene.
Yeah, right. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
it still looked really cool.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Do you guys want, like, I know there's going to be another trailer. Now, after seeing this trailer, do you feel the knee-jerk reaction to go watch the second trailer, or does this trailer give you enough, Luke?
What do you mean the second? Oh, like
When
when they
they-
release the second trailer?
When they release eventually when they release a second trailer.
Oh sure, there's no way I could stay away from that. Yeah, I'll take whatever I can get. Absolutely, just more. But I mean, I'd love it if we could see nothing. I talked about this on my channel, just no trailers. Like the hype would be ridiculous, and I'd be on board with something like that. But obviously they have to shell it and stuff. But I like seeing less. But if you're going to show me more, I'm going to have to look at it. I can't just knowing it's out there and available. I have to.
That actually brings
watch
up a
everything.
good point, Luke. Like, what if they did that? Like, what if they pulled a Beyonce and did no marketing whatsoever? And
Beyonce.
yeah, and we know that a Star Wars movie's coming out, but we're not going to give you anything. And then they release it. What would the numbers be like? I still think it would probably break records just based on the name Star Wars and the intrigue of not knowing anything. I don't know. That actually brings up a good point. You kind of threw me off.
Because I was thinking, like, are we going to hear Luke speak in the trailer? Because, like, obviously the big deal, Force Awakens, he says nothing. So I was thinking, are they going to wait until the movie comes out before we hear his dialogue? But obviously he speaks throughout the trailer. So.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? Are you dying to see another trailer, or can you live without one before the movie?
I mean, I'd like to see another trailer with maybe like extended battle sequences, because if they do anything, if they do the marketing like they did for The Force Awakens, I'll be completely fine. I saw all 3 trailers for the original, for the first one.
Did you see him in the theater though?
Yes. I saw all 3. I watched all 3 trailers, and I still didn't really know what was going on in the movie. Like, if they do that kind of marketing for this one, I'll be completely fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't need to know everything. I don't want to know everything. And when it comes to Star Wars, I don't look up things. All I do is watch the trailers and then go into it with fresh eyes. I don't watch spoiler reviews. I don't do anything. So, yeah, just maybe some extended battle sequences. That's really all I need to see from any further trailers.
I'm just hoping they have a good subplot on sand and how it can get like stuck in the cracks. And all
Oh. No.
I truly, deeply love you.
And we're going to talk about Hayden Christensen here eventually, because he was at the panel, so I definitely want to discuss that. But CP,
A Star
I
Wars
hate that.
actor was at the panel.
yeah.
Wow.
CP, what are your thoughts?
Why are you
Do you
so
want a second trailer,
What's
or
wrong?
are you just like let's get the movie now?
Huh? What happened? I'm
Do you
sorry.
want a second trailer? Like, would you watch it if a second
Oh yeah.
trailer comes out?
Oh sure. I was underwhelmed. I'm currently whelmed. So sure.
There you go. Well, you guys
This
all know
Zach
I would
have a
watch
shirt.
it. So. Let's see. What's the next topic? Okay, let's talk about that last line from Luke. Because I'm really curious to see what he means by the Jedi has to end, and
Luke,
where
what did you
that
say last?
where that leads Episode 9. Let's mix it up. Let's start with CP on this one.
Oh,
Do you have any thoughts on that last line? Like the Jedi have to end? Have you researched it? Is there anything that kind of jumps out at you?
oh sure. I think he jumps off a cliff and then that's it.
Yeah.
No, no.
You've been trained. I'm gone.
I think
Right.
well, they're the Guardians of the Wills. Unlike Zach, I kind of listen. I'm probably third in the group here. Luke probably knows a hell of a lot more than all of us combined. But I try to look into some stuff that's coming in the future. So apparently, the Guardians of the Wills they're looking to sprinkle that. And apparently, Luke, am I right in assuming that they're a bit more of a balance and less so light side, dark side?
I don't really know much about that kind of stuff.
Well,
Actually, believe it
Thank
or
God
not.
I put all that
Yeah.
weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I think it's not so much the Jedi have to end as it is their way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, All right, so we're gonna be atheist from now on. It's not the end of the Force, but we're just doing things differently. I don't think it's as abysmal and cryptic as people
Yeah.
want it to be.
Yeah, that's kind of how I perceive it as well. I think
Right.
because obviously Luke sees what happened with the Jedi was like everything that happened in the original trilogy, and then he saved the day, and then it all happened again. So obviously he's feeling this just doesn't work out whenever the Jedi's involved. So let's try and
Mhm.
find something more or the next step. And when he asks Rey what she sees, she says lightness, darkness, a balance. So that's obviously like a hint that there'll be some kind of because in the Force Awakens when she takes down Kylo at the end. There's like a lot of aggression on her face.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, I was like, man, that's dark side leaning, that's so yeah, we could see maybe Lucas turn to a different team. I don't know. Bit of both.
Well, also maybe there's a thought there that maybe the Sith and the ways of the Jedi have to kind of mesh a little bit. A paradigm shift, kind of a change. Like
Just
Jif.
we can't do the things the way we used to do them, so we have to find a different way, I guess, to exist. That's kind of what I got from it. I don't think there's gonna be no more Jedi's, period. So what about you, Zach? What are your thoughts?
Jif, the memes are coming.
We already had a Cum Skull Island meme.
Come Skull Island.
I was saying that
think
all
you
week.
guys- honestly, I think you guys pretty much covered what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Luke has discovered in his isolation that you have to use both sides of the Force for everything to be balanced.
Yeah.
That's really all I had. There's only one thing that I really wanted to talk about, and that was the fact that this trailer looks like a Zack Snyder Star Wars film. I'm sorry, that's what it looks like to me.
What's up, Anouk Ryder? Cody Leach actually brings up a good point. If they go the route of Rey,
Or just skim right over that, Lee.
well, no, I was just kind of filled in the chat. A lot of things going on here. Sorry, but
Trying to have a conversation about Star Wars here.
My bad, Zach.
It's all good.
But
Hey, look at that, Darth Vapor's in the chat.
yeah.
all right, can we have a topic?
Okay.
What Cody Leach? If they go the route of Rey going dark side, do you think they could pull off bringing Kylo back to the light side? It's an intriguing thought, but Rey's gonna have to do some fucked up shit to counteract whatever Kylo's doing to
Right. Yeah.
to go light. I mean, no, right?
People have read into that poster as well because the lightsaber turns red at the end, and then it goes red where Luke's face is, and then lower down where Kylo's face is, it's blue. People are like, oh, there's going to be a switch. I think they're going to hopefully do something different with it, and not kind of follow the same mold as Empire, which is a worry.
Maybe when Luke says the Jedi must end, Rey just runs up behind him and pulls the same thing that Kylo did to Han, just from behind, and you're like, what?
That is the expectation, isn't it? To follow the same path as Empire, to make this
I
one
don't know.
dark. So I mean,
I really feel like this one's gonna be like this one is not gonna have a happy-ish ending like the first one.
Mm.
If you would have cut that Luke scene out of the movie, it would have had a really somber ending. So maybe we'll get a bad ending here. Maybe Rey will go to the dark side in this movie. So
That'd be awesome.
it would be interesting.
well, it's a middle chapter, so you're probably going to have like a big cliffhanger. That's what I would think. But
Han and Kryptonite,
yeah, it could be.
Carbonite. Excuse me.
Harrison Ford,
Nice.
I'm alive, guys.
Has anyone heard the thing that apparently Yoda's in the trailer? That's that great shot of her training on the cliffside, and there's like a rock that she's next to, and people zoom in like, look, it's Yoda sat on top of it. It's like, guys, Yoda's dead.
I didn't catch that.
Don't know if you saw the other movies, but
But that's another great topic. The training. Like, how much of the movie do you think they're going to spend on Rey's training with?
I feel like she's going to be doing P90X for like half an hour. We're going to get a Star Wars training program. Everybody's going to get their lightsabers out. It's going to get weird.
Will there be a training montage?
As
When I
long
take
as-
it all, loser takes the fall.
The role of Luke
Soundtrack by
Skywalker-
John Williams and Survivor.
The Luke Skywalker is now played by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Ray, here's what you gotta do. It's not about being a Sith, it's about being a Jedi.
Well, if I had to pick apart one thing on Empire, and granted, Empire is in my top 5 favorite films of all time, putting that out there, but if I had to pick apart one thing is, and Luke is a kid, of course, he's young, but there was an overabundance of whining during that whole training sequence, and Yoda seemed like he was just like, God damn this kid. So that would be my one. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any of that in this. Yeah, I don't know.
He's got to pick up the power converters at the Tashi station.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're just going to see more of that really, really frustrated Rey face from the first movie. Really, I don't think she's much of a complainer.
No,
She's
she
dealt with a lot of shit in her life, so.
Mm.
And that's another question. How much about Rey are we going to learn in this movie as far as her backstory? You know? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Satisfy everyone.
Well, that I feel like after watching The Force Awakens, and this like I noticed it in the theater when I watched it the first time. Han knew who she was, in my opinion. I think Han knew who she was because there's that whole scene with Maz Kanata, and she leans over to Harrison Ford and says, "Who's the girl?" And he kind of looks at her like, "How did you know I knew who she was?" It's just a look on her face, on his face. I think Leia knows more than she gives off as well.
Well, yeah, at the end of the film, when Rey comes off the Falcon, Leia gives her a pretty warm hug that you don't normally give to someone you've just met for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a familiar kind of hug. It's weird. I don't know where they're going with it, though.
That's because she's her grandfather.
Rey is Anakin.
Rey is Anakin.
I think the biggest rumor right now is that Rey is related to Obi-Wan somehow.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's the one that I hear the most. It could totally happen. I wouldn't be surprised if I think she's related to some Jedi that we know, but what if they completely blow her mind and she's just an anonymous character that
Well, there's a reason she doesn't have a last name, and that they're kind of dangling something. Yeah. There must be.
Oh.
You're a clone. What?
Yeah. What if she's Sifo-Dyas?
Holy shit. What if she is a clone and she has no parents and we're being trolled?
Like, that was one of the most interesting parts of episode 2 for me, is that whole Sifo-Dyas thing, and I was like, Sifo-Dyas, who is this? I need to go to the internet.
I need to watch the older movies, man. Like, wait, there is no Master Sifo-Dyas.
Well, there's so many characters in Star Wars that have multiple names that it can get confusing from time to time. So.
Old Ben.
Yeah, old Ben.
Sorry.
Ben.
And let's talk about Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, for a sec. And I guess that'll be a good segue into the 40th anniversary panel. But I've read that they've had to do a lot of changes because of her death, and what you see in this movie will be a little bit different than what you were going to see before she was alive. And they might have even taken scenes that they shot for episode 9 and threw it in this movie. What do you guys thought?
They haven't shot anything for 9.
What's that?
They haven't shot anything for 9
They
yet.
haven't? Maybe I read something wrong then.
I know that she's not going to be in 9. It's completely confirmed that she's not in 9 at all.
Okay.
She's gonna die in 8.
Well, they filmed episode 8 stuff before The Force Awakens came out, so
yeah.
Is that true? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they gonna
So
pull?
I haven't heard anything, but it's not within the realms of impossibility.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are they gonna pull a Fast and Furious 7 and have 2 TIE fighters and they're gonna split off into the
Oh
galaxy?
man.
Is Vin Diesel going to be in space? I want Vin Diesel.
I hope so.
Want him to be. This is all about Fab.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is about the Skywalker Fab.
Stallone's
Did you hear
gonna be
the
in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Oh my god, I just got completely sidetracked. Sorry.
What do you guys think of the audio cameos in the trailer, like Yoda and like Obi-Wan and stuff?
Was that the original Kenobi?
Yes, yeah, it sounded like dialogue from the original trilogy.
Yeah, because I know that they used what was it, Ewan McGregor in the Force Awakens
Yeah, they
for
used him
him.
in Force Awakens. So, Luke, are you saying in this trailer they actually had sound bites from?
Oh yeah, when they
didn't
showed the
notice
people,
Yeah,
when they show Leia
definitely-
from behind, and yeah.
Yeah, you hear the "Help Me Obi-Wan," and then you hear "Consumed by the Dark Side" from Obi-Wan,
Oh wow.
and then you know that shot of like the bookshelf with all the wood. I don't know what even that is, but you hear Yoda saying, "The tree surrounds us," or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's quite low, but it's there.
Huh.
We're just gonna throw old school Star Wars lines in here. People
Yeah,
love.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I don't know if it's just to kind of make nerds kind of geek out, or whether there's actually a meaning underneath the dialogue.
Well, did you geek out, Luke?
Kinda, a little bit.
Kinda?
It was okay. I mean, man.
Well, just to wrap it up on The Last Jedi and to give our final thoughts on this, CP, what do you want out of this movie? Like, what's the movie in your head that you want to see for Episode 8? Anything?
Dude, if they do Empire the way they did A New Hope in Force Awakens, I'm fine with that. I know people won't like that, but fuck, give me Empire 2.0.
Hell yeah.
I mean, sure, Force Awakens feels beat-ish, like by beat-ish, I mean it follows similar beats as A New Hope, but I don't mind that precedent. I'd rather be that and not Attack of the Clones. So
yeah,
just more of the same. I like how people were relieved that Phasma had that half a second shot, and Phasma basically is this trilogy's Boba Fett, and
yeah,
people really need to reassess how much Boba Fett is on screen in the original trilogy, because it's not a lot. Hello, Mustafa.
yeah. That's true. I was wondering if you were gonna say hello, Mustafa. That was nice.
He said hi. I said,
Zach, what about you? Any expectations?
As long as Santa's riding a camel at the end, I'll be fine. No,
Brains are freezing as long as I got that plastic Jesus riding in the dashboard of my car.
I think it's gonna be. I just hope it's as good as The Force Awakens was, and I doubt that it won't be. I've been wrong before, but I think we're gonna have a pretty good Star Wars movie come out this year. I just hope it doesn't take itself too seriously and it still has that fun that was in The Force Awakens. Because from the trailer, this one's going to be way darker than the last one. So hopefully it still has that fun factor.
So you want like a Hoth sequence in this, That was kind of the fun sequence in Empire, is the whole Hoth and the those big walkers, AT-AT walkers. Yeah.
you remember when you saw it in the theater?
Yeah.
He got the T-shirt.
No. Yeah, I got a T-shirt. I mean, like even the battle scenes in the first, not the first movie, but even the battle scenes in The Force Awakens were fun. If there's more of those in this, I'll be happy.
Yeah. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited. Luke's my favorite character, and it's pretty much Star Wars Luke Skywalker. I mean, The Last Jedi is him, right? So, gonna get more of Luke, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, kind of echo the same things. Like, I'm looking forward to the darker tone. I'm sure they'll keep some of it light. Like Ryan Johnson said that BB-8 has some cool moments in the film, and called him the Buster Keaton of the film, which I quite enjoyed as a reference. Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I kind of like, if there's something really big that happens in it, like towards the end, I don't want any hint of it in the next couple of trailers, you know? Like, I want to be wowed in the cinema with something cool that we haven't seen. But yeah, I can't wait. Huge fan. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm hoping we get to see Luke in action, you know? Not
That's
necessarily.
the thing. That's the thing I was kind of hinting at. If Luke
Yeah.
gets in action, I don't want to see it in the trailers, you know?
Because at this point, Luke's now. Am I wrong on this? Isn't Luke like supposed to be the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy now? Like even more powerful than Vader was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I would love to see him like just completely wow us. You know, that's my big thing. That's the top of my wish list because I'm a Luke fan too. I remember buying the Luke Skywalker action figure when I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater, and I got the the black costume, and I was just a Luke fanatic back then.
I mean, even if they have even if they want to show one scene of him in the trailer just lighting up a lightsaber, I'm down. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, in that last shot of him like framed in that entranceway or whatever, you can kind of see he's got like a little ponytail on the back, and it just kind of reminds you of like a samurai movie or something. So I kind of hope we get some kind of Skywalker swordplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want some badass Luke Skywalker action. That's what it all boils down to. Let's talk about that panel real quick. The 40th anniversary panel. One thing that jumped out at me was Hayden Christensen and Ian McDormand. Is that right?
Ian McDermott.
McDermott. Yeah. They showed up, and
Dermot Mulrooney.
I was watching Jeremy John's reaction to that, or his little wrap up to that, and one thing that he said really was cool to me. He said that, for a brief moment, for like an hour, all the Star Wars fans came together, because everybody has this, or a lot of Star Wars fans have this hate for the prequel trilogy. And then for that hour, like, there was none of that. And when Hayden Christensen came out, the crowd went nuts. Like, they were like, yes, you are a part of this family. Thank you for joining us. And, Hayden seemed like he was really nervous. But I just thought that was just so cool that, at the end of the day, we're still geeks. We're still Star Wars fans. We're just passionate. And I actually don't mind the prequels. I'm going to say that. I still have a great time with them. When I do my Star Wars marathons, I throw them in. I enjoy aspects of them. And there are things about the original trilogy that I don't like. So,
I really enjoy Revenge of the Sith. I think it's
my
really
third
like
favorite out of the whole thing. Maybe second. I go back and forth. I love Revenge of the Sith. It's great. But what I mean,
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
CP, what are your thoughts on do you like the prequels or some of the movies?
I like Sith. Phantom Menace has the best villain. and Attack of the Clones happened.
How do you?
I highly disagree with that one.
Sorry.
What?
The biggest problem that I have with the prequels is how do you waste Christopher Lee and Samuel L. Jackson? Ugh.
You get George Lucas to write it.
Or is Samuel L. Jackson gone? There's another question. Because
he's
wants to come
dead.
back. Yeah, I know.
You're not alive, Samuel L. Jackson.
No, he doesn't want to accept it, though. He wants to come back and be in this new trilogy.
Your purple lightsaber is badass, but we're not going to see it again.
Well, yeah, if they can bring him back, bring back Maul. I want Maul back.
They brought him back in the books. They brought him back in the TV shows.
I want him back in the movies.
Yeah, I would love to have Darth Maul back. He wasn't awesome. Mm-hmm. I have 2 Darth Maul action figures.
Ray Park killed it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Ray Park was great as Darth Maul. I mean, if you didn't have Ray Park playing that part, then I don't think it would have been as good. Plus, he's got 2 lines of dialogue in the whole movie. So that says something about Ray Park.
Voice.
At last, where is it? Jedi. Sorry. Yeah, I'm done. I like 3. I enjoy 3. Maul is awesome in 1. Clones
What about
Clones
you,
is
Luke?
really not so.
What's the question? I wasn't really.
Um,
Do you like the prequels?
Yeah, are there
Yeah, I like the prequels.
is there
Yeah.
aspects of the prequels that you like?
Well, I grew up. They were the movies I grew up with because I watched the Star Wars films after they'd been out, and then when I was a teenager, the prequels came out. So they were my Star Wars films. Obviously, they're my least favorite, but
Yeah.
yeah, I still enjoy them. They're not great, but I don't completely shit all over them either.
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, like I enjoy the prequels. Yeah, could they cast it a little bit better for young Vader?
Casting is the problem you have.
Yeah, because you go from a kid to a 20-year-old dude in the second one. I mean, I know that they were trying to change it up a little bit from the original, where, Luke is the same age the whole way through the original trilogy. But, it's just a huge culture shock from the first one to the second one. And they act like not that much time has passed. Well, it's definitely a big, 12-year gap.
Yeah.
So that's a big issue for me. I like the special effects used at the time. It still looks good. The third one still looks good now. During some parts, they're okay. The stories, Attack of the Clones is the most boring movie I've ever seen. I'm sorry, it's so boring.
Attack of the Clones was a mess. I enjoy some parts of it. I like I guess kind of the gladiator match and all that, and then the big Jedi fight at the end. But the one thing that's going to hurt the prequels, I think, is the CGI, the overuse of CGI, and they're just going to look worse and worse throughout. Like in 10 years,
Plus,
they're going to look really bad, I think.
That stretch where Natalie Portman is like dodging what looks like a factory conveyor belt thing. Like, what was that? Like, ugh.
I know that one of those scenes was made like an hour before they started shooting, and it shows.
Luke, go ahead, start defending.
No, I don't need to defend. It's my least favorite, but I still really enjoy Attack of the Clones. I don't get the whole it's a mess and all that. It's an enjoyable movie to me. It's the love scenes are a bit hard to get through, and that's where I think Hayden Christensen really gets the bad rap because there's not much chemistry between him and Natalie Portman, and it's just kind of hard to watch. But I think he does really good with the more intense scenes, like when he finds his mother. I think that's a great scene. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I agree. That's my big problem with Attack of the Clones is all the love scenes, the sand scene. It really gets in the way. But yeah, those dark moments, and when he wants to I killed them, the children and all that stuff.
I hate that.
He's good at being the petulant kind of chosen one who has all this power and responsibility, and he just wants to get further sooner without doing the work and stuff. So
yeah, I never had a problem with Hayden Christensen though. I actually like him in the role as Anakin, and I would have loved to have seen him in Rogue One. That would have been kind of cool. I don't know why they couldn't have done that, but yeah. And I watched Rogue One again the other night too, and I freaking love that movie. I don't get all the freaking hate; it drives me nuts.
Dude, who hates that movie? That movie's incredible.
Chris Stuckman can't stand it.
He can blow a donkey for all I care. That movie's incredible.
No, but there's a lot of people that they just completely knock Rogue One. They don't like it at all. And I watched it again. I was like, maybe I'm not going to like it this time because I had only seen it once in the theater, and I threw it in again last week and liked it even more. It was a great
deceptions.
What?
Sorry. Bull got it live.
Oh, yeah, Forrest Whitaker.
Are you not here to kill me?
Sorry.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Save the dream.
Oh boy.
But I didn't have a problem with the characters. Like everybody says, they didn't really flesh out the characters. But I think certain movies you don't have to completely tell every character's backstory.
Dude, that was the true Suicide Squad. That's what that movie was.
Yeah, they served their purpose. That's what the Suicide Squad should have been, I guess.
Let's not talk about Suicide Squad.
Okay, sorry. Let me see if I missed anything on. I got well. This is actually kind of interesting. George Lucas came out and
Yeah.
he kind
Yeah.
of defended the prequels. He said, "Hey, look, when I first started this thing, I made this for 12-year-olds. That's really what Star Wars was, and I don't think he ever expected it to get as fans to get as passionate. 45-year-old fans to get as passionate as they did about the movies. Because again, originally they were supposed to be like for 12-year-olds.
The first three were for 12-year-olds too, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, even the prequels, he made them for kids. They're kids' movies, and my son loves the prequels. He grew up with the prequels, and I don't get the hate, but he really doesn't get the hate because when he was a kid, he just ate those up. Especially when Yoda comes out the first time in Episode 2 and does this thing with Count Dooku. That was a pretty exciting damn scene. So I get where George Lucas is coming from. I don't get why he won't release the original,
Because this is what I want, and I'm not changing.
Yeah,
But he's
selfish.
embarrassed by it, isn't he? He thinks that like it wasn't the way he wanted it to be. And the only thing that really bothers me about that is that they won the Academy Award for special effects, and those special effects have been covered up since. You know what I mean? It's a bit weird.
That makes no
Some
sense.
of them, anyway.
White slavers.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I go back and watch the original trilogy, the first Star Wars is always the weakest to me. And he directed the first one. He didn't direct the second two. He directed all the prequels, and they're kind of looked down upon by Star Wars fans. And the last two Star Wars movies we've had have been directed by different people, and they've been good.
Yeah.
So, I can understand why he's like, well, this is what I wanted to make, and blah, 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 blah. But if people don't like it, then you've got to try to be like, oh, I take it in stride.
I actually preferred the original Star Wars over Jedi, Return of the Jedi.
I agree.
Yeah, I think.
See, I feel like the second act of the original Star Wars just drags.
Really?
I think Star Wars is a better film, but I prefer Return of the Jedi because I just love all that Emperor stuff. Like that's just
the Emperor stuff. Is
some of
great.
my favorite shit ever.
I just don't like.
Just
the
love
Ewoks.
the Emperor.
The Ewoks kind of got me.
Right, that's the key. That's the key thing, isn't it? Whether you like the Ewoks or not.
Right.
Prehistoric Jar Jar.
Yeah. And
Well, actually,
there is a moment that where it seems like the actors are, I don't want to say collecting a check, but they just don't seem as passionate in Return of the Jedi as they do the other two movies. Yeah,
Well, I know Harrison Ford wasn't.
yeah, that's the big one. Harrison Ford, maybe even a little bit of Carrie Fisher.
Boba Fett.
again, I don't get that. I was talking about that last night. I watched Return of the Jedi, the original print, like the original version, and I was just like, I love Han in that movie. He's funny. I don't get like the phoning it in comments that people say about it. I mean, I suppose he didn't have as much to do as in Empire and the original. Maybe that's what it is. But and yeah, seeing that original Return of the Jedi, like without the CGI dance scene. I mean, yeah, the dancer looks pretty shit, but it's real and it's kind of cool, and you know. But I wish we could have like a nice Blu-ray of the original cuts without me.
Those green bitches are seductresses.
Zach and CP, when you guys watch the special editions, does that factor in for you when you're watching it? Are you like, man, I wish I could watch the original theatrical versions of these movies, or do you even care? CP.
Yeah, it would be nice to have the option. That's for certain. I don't know why it's so. There, you take this. This is all you're getting. But at the same time, it's not like a deal breaker for me. Although, it's just odd. Like when you see Hayden Christensen at the end of Jedi, it's just like, what? just what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it, but like, why? Just tell me why first, and then I'll get back to you.
Yeah, well, just to tie in with that, I showed my fiance the original Return of the Jedi last night for the first time, and she saw the old Anakin for the first time. She's like, "Oh my god, that's so much better!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep."
Sebastian Shaw, yeah, much better. Zach, what are your thoughts on that? Does it bother you that, you're watching the special editions? If you're watching the special editions,
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, it does bother me a little bit in the first one because the CGI is so it stands out so much.
Terrible.
But in the other movies, it really doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah. Really, there's only one addition in the special edition that I actually enjoy that I think is better, and that is with Sidious in Empire. That's the only thing. That's a nice touch right there to actually, for continuity's sake, to throw Ian McDermott in there. But other than that, when I'm watching those, I'm like, man, it's a nice alternate way, I guess, to watch it. But I don't want to see that. In Empire, I don't want to see. I want to see those walls white in Empire at the end when they're running through. I don't want to see the cloud city and all that because that's not the way I saw it the first time. So it always kind of bugs me. So I actually own the original, that 2006, but it's just the quality's so bad. Thank God.
Yeah, it's just a Laserdisc port,
Yeah, the Laserdisc transfers.
Not good.
But thank God for Harmy though. Harmy,
Yep.
That guy is a saint.
Mm-hmm.
What he did. I don't know if you guys have seen Harmy's editions, but it's nice. It's nice. You're actually watching the original trilogy, unaltered trilogy.
I'm glad at least that Empire, the best one, is the least tinkered with. Like, it doesn't have anything too garish in terms of added CGI. And they did like the new shot of the Wampa that they did for real, like a practical,
Yeah, that was kind of cool too, actually.
See, that works for me, but it's when you just start adding all this dated 90s CGI in that's a bit questionable.
Yeah. All right,
I
think we've covered just about everything on Star Wars. That's a 45-minute chunk of Star Wars talk right there, guys. How about that?
Star Wars.
Any last thoughts that you want to say Star Wars-wise before we move on to horror? Luke?
Sorry, why I wasn't paying attention.
You got to pay attention, dude. You're not going to last very long in this chat, buddy.
Yeah, no, I said any last thoughts on, because we're done with Star Wars junk. We're moving on to horror, but any last thoughts on Star Wars that we haven't covered that you'd like to discuss real quick?
No, not really. I think it's all been covered. Yeah.
CP, Zach, anything?
Let's get going.
Hashtag Snyder for a Star Wars film. Hashtag Snyder for a Star Wars film.
God, get off his dick already.
All right, let's move on to horror talk.
I want it.
Well, it's Snyder directing Nicolas Cage in a Star Wars.
Nicolas Cage anywhere near a Star Wars film.
Oh, wow.
Snyder, yes.
Ooh, okay.
Wow, okay.
The man said himself that he wanted to direct a Star Wars film.
Well, until he figures out DC, he can't.
Justice League looks fantastic. Can't wait.
All 2 minutes of it. Lee, what do you got for us?
Okay, first order of business. I'm reading this right off of Bloody Disgusting. It says Ridley Scott says future Alien prequels could digitally de-age Sigourney Weaver. That's kind of a bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the de-aging technology, it's great. Like Rogue One did a great job with it, I thought. I mean, could it be a little bit better? Yeah, but
Michael Douglas.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be curious. I because if it fits in the story, and I'd like to see more Ripley, so I would definitely be curious. But
Michael Douglas.
It could be bad. What are your thoughts, CP?
I think Zach wants to talk about Michael Douglas and Ant-Man, but
no,
it's all about Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy. Okay.
Oh no. I love Tron Legacy, by the way, but no.
Good movie.
Yeah, I love it. I watched it in 3D. So good.
It's before Jeff Bridges started talking like he had a whole bunch of rocks in his mouth.
Yeah.
I would need to know why would we need Sigourney Weaver if it's a prequel?
Yeah.
Like, tell me why she's in it first, and then I'll tell you what. Like, if I'm okay with it. Like, if you're just putting Sigourney Weaver, hey guys, it's Ripley. Oh, okay, sure.
Look, it's
yeah, like okay.
The plan has changed so much over the past 3 years of what they were going to do because originally before we had Ridley Scott back for Prometheus 2, which is now a prequel to Alien Covenant, blah, 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 blah. You already know that. It was supposed to be a Blomkamp-led Alien 5, which was supposed to take place after the original Aliens.
Yep.
And they were going to bring Ripley back, and they were going to bring Hicks back. I would have liked to see like another clone with a new actress instead of Ripley, instead of Sigourney Weaver. Bring her in there, kill her off, and then have a new actress play the character. That way Ripley's name could move on.
Well, from what I just read, it looks like there's 2 prequels that are planned that are going to link to the first Alien. And so I'm guessing the second one, obviously.
So how many prequels do you need?
Yeah.
This Prometheus, Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I know. He's planning 2
You need
more.
4 prequels to Alien?
Yeah. But there's a 10-page treatment right now with the character Ripley in it. So that's what we have so far. So
Ridley Scott needs to like go to the park or something, because all he's doing is talking about he wants to do 15 Blade Runners, he wants to do 20 Aliens. Like, dude,
He's
just
hanging out with James Cameron is what he's doing.
yeah, like
it was 6. Now we're down to 2. So hey, it's a start.
it's just I don't.
14 Alien movies in development.
Guy's
What?
80 years old, man. Why don't you see December 1st and let's talk about something else after that?
His
Luke, are
will-
you an Alien franchise fan?
Huge Alien fan.
That's-
Yeah, Aliens was the first movie I ever saw.
Wow, that's awesome.
I think that you can get away with it, like in Rogue One with Tarkin, where it's a supporting character who you see for 30 seconds at a time. But if they want to do it in some kind of main character capacity, I think that'll be a waste of time and money, because I just don't think it's gonna. I don't see the point.
The
You know?
character, it doesn't make any sense for the character.
Right. I mean, what does she do before the events of Alien? She's just a ship. She's just a ship worker.
Yeah.
You know.
They need to figure out that bonus situation.
The only thing
We're not going to talk about the bonus.
the only thing that I could see is like it comes up, at the very end of one of these prequels. She shows up, it's their ship and it's her, and she's there for 30 seconds and then it's over.
But then, why would they announce something like that so far in advance? Unless it was going to be more substantial. I mean, I could see that happening, but if they're talking about it now, then
We had a glare, brother.
Giant glare, can't see what you're trying to show me.
Oh, it's Parker from the Horror
Speaking of
Addicts
bonus.
actually sent me this. And
Aw.
yeah, that's a glare, but yeah, I'm looking at the delay.
Oh, they sent you a glare. That's
yeah, they
awesome.
sent me a glare. But no,
Speaking of bonus.
I love the Horror Addicts. They're awesome. So, but Parker was such an interesting character because boy, was he pissed off about the bonus. Give that guy his damn bonus.
Right.
Truckers in space.
Truckers in space.
That's
That's
what
what
it
I
is.
thought the first time I watched it.
It's ironic that it's like, dare I say, like an artistic type of horror film, but it's truckers in space.
Man, cinematography is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Still.
Or really
Zach,
slow.
did you have any thoughts about Sigourney Weaver? Do you want her to be like the main character, or do you want her to be just a side character, like Luke was saying?
Side character.
Yeah.
Kill her off. Because I don't think she has any plans on being in these movies for much longer, because she's already being in 200 Avatar films from James Cameron. So
Yeah. That's another
yeah.
issue. But
just I think it's time to pass the torch on to new characters. We've already started to do that. If you're gonna do a couple prequel films, that's fine. Move it over to a new cast. I mean, that's what I'd like to see. Bring her in, give her a badass scene, kill her off.
I don't know. I mean, the last time she did an Alien film was 20 years ago. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do we need her? I don't know. I mean, if Neil Blomkamp was going to do that film, I was intrigued to see that.
yeah.
To see maybe a proper ending Well, I suppose Alien 3 is a proper ending, whether you like it or not. But I mean,
Hmm.
I love it.
I'd be intrigued. I'd be intrigued to see it. And Sigourney Weaver seemed like she was really up for it, and she liked the script and everything. But obviously,
That concept art was awesome.
yes, it was
But
really
can
cool.
we get her in an Alien versus Predator movie?
Ripley shows up in Predator armor. We got work to do, bitches.
Yeah, she hates those movies, by the way. If you've watched like interviews with her, she just thinks they're like the most idiotic ideas for movies ever.
But there's so much to like, Lee.
Oh, I don't say I agree with her. I'm just saying that's her thoughts on it.
I'm being
What?
sarcastic, sir.
I actually enjoy AVP Requiem. That was fun, I think. Even
You
though
and
can't
That's
see
the
it.
one you prefer of the two?
You and
I
Tim.
actually prefer the second one. Except
You
for
prefer the
cinematography. It's god awful. It's just way too dark. But hey, at least they tried to give it a hard R rating. You know?
Hard R.
Hodor.
What I what I don't understand is why not just like let Fassbender be. I mean, if they're going to make two more prequels, let Fassbender be this generation's Ripley. Like, it'd be nice to have a little.
He's a freaking robot.
Well, even more reason to be intrigued. You know, he's I don't know. It's just like people get so like linked to an actor because of some bizarre reason. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't in every Halloween. Like, just let it go. Let it go.
I agree with that. Thank God Jamie Lee Curtis isn't in every Halloween. It's nice when she's there, but she doesn't overstay her welcome. And every time I see microwave pizza in the chat, it makes me hungry. So. I have another fun segment. It's called "What Did You Watch This Week?" And preferably horror. But if you haven't watched horror, that's fine. And preferably something new, because I like to give the viewers, some ideas of, hey, if you haven't seen this, you should check it out, right? I'll start. I watched Devil's Candy yesterday, and good God, that's my favorite movie of the year. That's how good it was. I loved it. Now, it does help that I'm a metal fan, but wow, have you guys seen Devil's Candy? CP?
No.
Nobody? Okay, so there's a recommendation for you. Also, I saw.
Whoa!
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard metal. What else? What else is? Sell me. What else is good about it?
Yeah.
It's got metal.
Well, it's basically about Satan, right?
All right. That's
As
metal.
all metal movies should be.
Yeah, right. And the first scene in the movie, Satan is playing a flying V guitar with a Marshall amp. But the movie is intense
Best thing I've
as
ever
hell. And the Devil's Candy is basically Satan wants children. That's his candy. And so the
Devil's Candy's like cocaine, for the
so
record.
the vessel that's Satan is in, his mission throughout the movie is to get candy. And the main characters, they have a daughter, and so that's who he's going after. But man, this movie is just so damn intense, and it's got a lot of metal music sprinkled throughout because the main characters, they're metalheads. They like Metallica and Slayer. Matter of fact, you're going to see Metallica and Slayer T-shirts in this movie. But the score
fandom.
is very like metalized throughout. It's great, man. I freaking love this movie. It was one of those nice surprises,
Okay.
But I guess that's the one I'll start with. CP, did you watch anything this week? Anything new?
I was miserably sick.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard you were sick. Are you feeling better now, or is it you starting to come out?
I'm here.
Man, I hate being. I like throw up sick. I can't stand it. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah, dude. I just don't like being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I started watching The Void and fell asleep on it.
That's my next one I want to watch. Yeah.
But yeah, go to somebody else.
Okay. What about you, Luke? Did you watch anything this week? It doesn't have to be horror. Anything that you
Yeah.
Just watched 24 hours worth.
Yeah, I just watched like 13 movies.
Oh my
the
God.
one I can talk about that's new, and it's not really horror related, but I got some kind of interesting vibes from it. Was The Discovery, the Netflix movie. It just came out, and it stars Jason Segel, Rooney Mara, and Robert Redford.
Oh.
And have you heard of it?
No, but you had me at Rooney Mara because I'm always interested in what she's in.
The concept is that Robert Redford's character has proved the existence of the afterlife, And so the movie takes place a couple of years after that, where suicide is like a huge thing. You know, just millions of people
shit.
killing themselves to get to whatever the next
Oh,
place is.
wow.
That's incredible.
You just sold
And
me.
then
So dark.
yeah, and then you get to Robert Redford. He's kind of got this facility, and it's almost like cult-like in the people who kind of come, you know. So yeah, it's a really, really good film. Not a great one, but it was quite an interesting concept, one I'd never seen before in a story. So quite enjoyed it.
Fucking A. I'm intrigued.
I'm
It's definitely on
adding that to
Netflix?
my watch list.
Yeah, Netflix original. So
Sweet.
Netflix is killing it these days, man. I mean, I added like, and I'm getting to you, Zach, in just a second, but I added like probably 10 pretty much horror movies from Netflix yesterday to my watch list. Just they're just killing it.
Oh, go ahead, Zach, and come back to me when Zach's done.
Okay.
And I'm done.
You moved, right? That was your big thing.
I've been moving. I've had time to watch it.
Man, moving is a
Talk
pain
about
in the
something.
I work 3 to 2 in the morning, and I don't have time to watch movies right now. So I haven't watched anything.
Back. I like making excuses, but then I'll complain that nobody's talking to me. Come on.
No, I'm just gonna wait
I
till
have a
last.
YouTube
And then...
channel. I have a YouTube channel. Please say my name. Hashtag it's active 300. Man, now you're talking to
didn't
me.
say
I have
that.
nothing to say. I have
I
nothing
didn't
to
say
say.
that.
I'm
I
going to
didn't
whine
say
about
that.
working.
I didn't say that. Lee did that on his own accord.
Yeah, I'm
No,
guilty.
you were saying that for fucking 8 weeks before he did that stuff.
It's a joke.
Right.
The funny thing is, I'm actually getting subscribers out of it,
See?
and it's not. It's a joke, people.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy with my sub count.
We have
Please
jokes
don't
on this
unsubscribe.
podcast? I didn't
Well, who
know
what?
that. Zach,
What
I
was
can't
that?
wait till you see Devil's Candy, man. Oh, that's gonna be right up your alley, man. I'm
I
telling
can't
you.
wait till I have time to watch a movie.
There you go. Make time, buddy. Hour and a half. Come on.
I can't make time.
I know.
I have. Well, I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay. CP, what were you gonna say?
I finally watched the first 3 episodes of Scream, the television series.
Okay. Go
What's
on.
it?
Quite quite interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's fun.
fucked up that Bella Thorne is in it as short as she is, but
Yeah. Wait till
it-
you get to season 2, man. I freaking love season 2. Like
Really?
season 1. I love season 2.
it feels. I mean, right off the bat, right down to the Drew Barrymore-ish kill in the first episode, it feels very Scream. Right down to them talking about like the meta way in which they're talking about how you can't do a slasher TV show, and it's cute. It feels like Scream stretched. It's quite cute.
You're cute.
I am, and I
Aw.
told you what I was wearing under these pants.
No.
This is going in my Lee CP tribute video.
Yeah, documented.
You think I'm kidding?
I know you're
I'm
not
not.
kidding, buddy.
Okay,
in the
so-
chat, Cody Leach says he watched Black Christmas, the original, for the first time. Wow, man, that's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Black Christmas. Let's see who else we got. Tom Cruise says Netflix will ruin the movie theaters. It's all cute now, Lee, but when this happens, you'll be hating Netflix. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely not never stop going to the movie theater. I don't think movie theaters are going to be dead in my lifetime. I don't. What do you guys think about that? Do you think movie theaters are coming to an end in the next 10 years?
no.
Yeah, I don't.
They
I don't
keep
know.
raising the prices the way they do. Maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why they make Walgreens.
Yeah.
People just go. It's one of those weekend things to do. I'll go to
Right.
the cinema, and there'll be kids there, not even
Yeah.
watching the film. They're just on their phones. You know, they'll pay money
Right.
just to go out for the weekend. You know, so
Right.
there's that. That's still there. The movie fans are still there who want to go see a film in the cinema.
Yeah.
So.
And then you got like IMAX. Like that's seeing a movie in IMAX is just so much better than watching it at home. You know, it's and plus it's getting out, getting away from the house. So I don't think movie theaters are going anywhere. There might be like a realignment down the line.
I was just going to say, I think there's going to be some sort of shift
yeah, there'll
because
be a shift probably.
they're just taking too much for granted, and you know, you have a cinema with 20 screens, and
Yeah.
6 of them are showing one movie. It's just it defeats the purpose of having 20 screens if you're going to have 5 movies in the theater.
Yeah.
they're gonna have to learn eventually. Eventually, one of these big things is gonna buck, and then we're gonna. I don't know.
Well, what I will
Like I
say
can see it
is,
happening.
I think cable TV now that's in serious trouble in the next 10 years because of Netflix and streaming services. HBO has HBO Now. They're getting away from cable.
Well,
Not
I mean,
fully, but yeah, the
they're
options are there.
yeah. I mean, all the big networks are starting their own streaming service now.
Yeah.
I think Showtime has a thing with, or is it Showtime or Stars has a thing with Hulu? I can't remember which one it
I
is.
think both of them do actually.
And it's like a $20 membership for Hulu then, and then you get all those shows for free too.
Yeah, I'll be the first to admit I do not own cable. I gave up cable probably a couple years ago, and I've never looked back. And I cut my bill down by $100 a month.
How are you watching Walking Dead every week, then, Lee?
I will tell you how I watch Walking Dead. I do the Amazon Season Pass. It's $40, and you get to watch the whole season. And that's both mini seasons. So yeah, that's how I do it. I don't do any illegal downloading or anything like that. That's
whatever.
And I don't judge people that do that. That's great if that's the way.
I'm glad you don't, sir.
But I
have a problem.
I don't. But yeah, let's see what else we got here. Let me look at the news here. See what else we got.
The news.
While he's looking, I could say that I saw one movie in an IMAX theater.
Okay.
Ever?
And it was The Mummy 2.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the closest IMAX theater is about 3 hours away from me.
Ugh.
I only saw one movie like in real IMAX too, and that was Guardians of the Galaxy. And that was phenomenal. That was just such a great experience. It was in 3D, and
I could just imagine James Gunn's that movie.
It was so cool. Like I want to see like episode 8 in IMAX. I'm gonna make that happen somehow. But
Transformers was shot in IMAX 3D. They shot it with two. It's fucking native 3D. They used two IMAX cameras side to side. So if you go see the new Transformers movie, it'll be actually 3D in IMAX.
Oh my god!
So
say what you want about Michael Bay, but like if you watch the behind the scenes, like that dude is a genius.
Okay.
To me, he doesn't storyboard things. His action scenes.
He does the storyboard thing.
He doesn't storyboard things. He does action scenes.
Take it the fuck easy.
He doesn't, dude.
He doesn't. I'm trying to think up a witty movie quote right now, but I can't. So.
Dude, we're fine. Don't worry about it. It's all for show.
Right? Really, it's all for show.
I am offended.
I am so offended right now.
You have offended me, sir.
Oh,
I will slap you with my glove.
Gauntlet dropped. We're getting Guardians a week from tomorrow.
Oh,
which I don't think you guys are getting for at least a week after that.
Then I will not review
it. Do you think the summer has started, or
the summer already started 2 months ago?
It's definitely starting with Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Or a month ago.
Well, what movie would you say it started with, Lee?
Logan.
Really?
A little heavy for.
Not
a little heavy for.
If you look at the landscape of movies 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, we weren't getting Logan in February. We were getting Logan in May. That's just the way the market is so flooded with quality, and I use that term loosely, content, blockbuster content, that they can't put it all in a 3-month period. Now we have a 6-month summer season of movies. It's just the way it is.
Perhaps even longer too. Like that,
Yeah.
and that it goes back to what I was talking about with. All right, if you have 20 screens, like you shouldn't be worried about pumping something out in February. The fact that Pop Star was only out like 3 weeks, like that's a fucking funny movie.
Oh, it's hilarious. One of the best comedies I've seen in a long time.
Dude, I keep saying it. Like when somebody asks me, they say compare it to something. I say, well, if you like Spinal Tap, it's basically that for hip hop. It's Spinal Tap for hip hop. It's fucking hysterical. Like,
dude, I was watching Spinal Tap this morning. It's so funny that you said that.
Is it really? That's funny.
I was watching Spinal Tap this morning.
Lick my love pump.
Yeah.
None more black.
What about this album cover is sexually offensive? And it's like a woman on all fours.
It's a stain.
Yeah, but if I was.
Oh, that's still one of the best comedies ever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like it there's this like stigma with time of year, and you got to bury the shitty shit in January and February. But that's not true. Like Resident Evil and Underworld, they both came out in January because they figured, all right, well, at least we'll have our mark here, and they failed. Yeah. So you can't always just take things for granted because nothing else is coming out at this time. Why should that make any difference?
Yeah, and those two movies would have came out in August, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
look at the original Underworld movies. Like they didn't come out at the beginning of the year, and now they do, and it's just
And they only do that because they know they can get their one weekend win. And if you're doing that and you don't get your weekend win, then what?
And can I throw in a pop star quote real quick? What's up, guys? Just jacked
it. What was the main tagline from the movie?
Never stop, never stopping?
Yeah, never stop, never stopping.
Doink.
We should do a commentary on Popstar, man. That'd be great. That'd be funny as hell.
I would totally buy it. I've never
All you'd
seen
hear
it,
is like a constant laugh track through the whole thing.
We need to get Durant on then.
Yeah.
Doink.
Oh, that's good. Do we want to look into any more horror news, or do we want to wrap it up, or what?
It's your show,
it's
buddy.
My show. I can run it like I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's see. They got a new.
We haven't skipped it all yet, have we?
Yeah, just jinxed it.
What's that?
I know I did.
What happened?
We've been good, haven't we?
Just to go ahead and address this with the viewers, everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this internet journey of trying to keep this thing going without dropping. Like last week we did Google Hangouts and it stayed up, but you could only hear every third sentence I said, and that's because of my internet.
It so much funnier.
Yeah, which does make it a better
so much
episode,
funnier.
Actually.
Check out the Chucky episode if you haven't seen it.
There's a period where we couldn't hear anything you were saying, but when I was deep into something, but then we could hear you chewing like it was coming through the pipe.
HD quality.
Yeah.
That's just a big bowl of life right there. That's all that is. I tried Ethernet, and Ethernet seems to have worked, obviously, because I went and bought an Ethernet cable, one of those Cat 6 cables, and that's what I'm using right now. And it kicked up my internet speed, my upload speed by 5 megabytes. So that's why we're still running fine. So that's
awesome. Like half to you.
Yeah. So now we can get creative with our future on Stream, bigger and better things.
Have you seen Get Out, Lee?
Oh yeah.
Luke, Zach, Get Out.
Nope.
Mustafa's asking how it is. I would say. It's not a horror movie. Disagree?
Yeah. There are definite strong horror elements to it, especially in the third act. That's my thing with horror, though. Like, I think most genres of movies, you can plug a little horror in there, especially like dramas and stuff like that, and thrillers. But Get Out's definitely got some strong horror vibes. It's not one that I'm going to throw in immediately when it comes out on Blu-ray. It was good. I enjoyed it, but it's no devil's candy.
Yeah, I mean, I would compare it to like like Stepford Wives with jump scares. That's kind of really
Yeah.
it's not a horror movies. Like if you're a horror fan, I don't know if Get Out is something I would rush to go see. Mustafa, I hope that helped you.
If you like jump scares, then it's going to be right up your alley. And I'm not knocking jump scares. I think when they're done properly, they're great. I just watched this art house film, The Eyes of My Mother. Not a single jump scare in the whole movie, but unsettling as hell. So I think it depends on the type of movie that you're trying to make. And like I said, I don't mind jump scares if they're done right. Scream has jump scares. It does, and it works.
But there was a time where jump scares weren't leaned on. Like they were done for a reason. Like
Scream.
Scream's probably the last time. Maybe The Ring.
Yeah.
Maybe Saw. I'm like, we're like, when's the last time where jump scares were used and worked and didn't feel like a crutch?
Aliens, when they lift the head up of that the girl in the cocoon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That is a jump scare.
And they pipe in that ring, you know.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I've said this before. John Carpenter is the master of jump scares. He had like a horror tool belt, and he used jump scares when he needed them, when they were effective. The first Halloween is a great example of that. It has a couple jump scares in it, sometimes with music, sometimes without music. The guy just knows what makes a scene work and what scares an audience. And I think a lot of people borrow elements from his movies and other, like Wes Craven, the masters, but they don't get it right.
Plus, part of it is if it, like, throwing a jump scare in just to throw a jump scare in, like that's where it feels like a crutch. Like I did a review on Final Chapter, Friday the 13th 4, where Axel and the nurse are making out in the fucking cold room at the hospital.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Right, and you're on edge because you know Jason's like right over there, so like you're kind of on edge to begin with, and then when the hand falls out, that's your jump scare. That like is something like there's this tension that's already there. It's not like it's. It's not like you're in a dark room and some fucking cat comes through a window because fucking there's a window there. Like it, I think there's a difference. Like if you set a precedent that all right, there's a reason that you should be tense, not just here's noise. I think I guess
your audience should already be scared before the jump scare even happens,
or anticipating it at least. Yeah,
exactly. Freaked out.
Yeah. My brain does.
Zach, Luke, what are your thoughts on jump scares? Do you like them? Do you hate them? What?
I don't mind them when they're done properly, like Aliens or Jaws, the head coming out of the bottom of the boat and stuff.
Yeah, that's a great example.
But when it's done like multiple times in like 20 minutes, that's when it's like, what did I see?
Kinda.
The Conjuring 2, which I really liked. I really enjoyed that. But in the cinema, there was like a jump scare building up and it happened and everyone was like, oh, and I was just like, I could see that coming. They've been doing it so much. I don't know. I don't mind them. It's part of the course with horror films, but it's nice when they do it and it's more earned than just thrown in there.
Like you mentioned The Conjuring 2, like I have to talk about The Conjuring, and the movie's been out for a while, so I'm going to spoil it. The hand clap scene, like you knew that was going to happen. Where what's her name was locked in the room, and the hands come out of nowhere and clap.
The first
in the trailer,
that's
in the
trailer.
It's in the trailer. It's in the trailer. Like you knew that was going to happen.
I don't remember the trailer.
Wow. But like I like them when they work with the scene. Like there's a spot in the It Follows trailer where the girl is standing in the hallway and she goes, "Hey, I'm fine," and then all of a sudden the dude comes up behind her and grabs her. That's the kind of stuff I like. When it works with the scene.
Yeah.
When it doesn't seem forced. Like just throwing loud noises at you is not my type of
Loud noises.
loud noises.
I don't know what everyone is yelling about.
Why are we always yelling? That just reminds me of that trailer that I shared for you guys, the Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, I saw
The-
that
Oh,
trailer. I
the-
wasn't that
The
impressed.
bodyguard or whatever.
See, just like, why are we always yelling? Funny.
Mustafa has never seen the
Airbag.
Thing.
Wait, what?
Mustafa has never seen
Ugh.
the Thing. Man, that's
Is it better than
essential
Halloween?
viewing for a horror fan, wouldn't you guys think?
Well, he asked us, "Is better than Halloween?"
Yeah, I mean, Lee, have you seen They Live yet?
Exits building.
Doink.
Doink.
Throwing down the gauntlet, man.
Well, I mean, come on. We're talking about They Live and Halloween and the Thing. I think there's a little bit of a difference there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right, but They Live-
you are the big John Carpenter fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still haven't
He's
seen
got
all
you
of his
there.
movies. I get that.
He's got you there.
There's a specific era of Carpenter that I love.
Go ahead. Try to wiggle your way out of this one.
His movies in the '90s, like Ghosts of Mars, and I know Tim loves Ghosts of Mars, but I hate Ghosts of Mars. So I
Okay.
think that's what kept me from going back and looking at those '80s movies. Aside from Big Trouble in Little China, which I love, but his later '80s movies, I really like. Mouth of Madness. There's a couple of other ones that I still haven't seen. And in the Mouth of Madness actually looks really interesting. So, and I know that's part of his Apocalypse trilogy. You know, the Thing being the first of that trilogy.
They Live isn't like, it's not like horror. It's
No.
it's a fucked up story is what it is. It's like it's a sci-fi. It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
And it has one of the best fight scenes ever.
Oh my god.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh
Really?
my god.
Cool.
Yeah, you
Oh.
like cheesy B movie fight scenes. It's
It's great.
It's one that I've been meaning to watch, like It. You know, I haven't seen It yet, and it's one that I've been
Yeah.
meaning to watch. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Slipped through the cracks, you know?
you can
Sand
let it
gets in the
keep.
cracks sometimes. What's up, Sir Lieutenant Giles? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, awesome.
Hi.
It's funny. We started out with I think like eight people watching, and now we're up to 17. Weird.
It's the Lee effect.
No, it's you guys. It's Luke.
Oh.
It's us. It's definitely us.
I gotta
I'd
get
like
some
to thank
chicken.
all 17 of my fans for watching this today.
All right, I know Luke's got to go pretty soon anyway. So I'm gonna promote you guys, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up.
Aw, thanks, Lee.
Yeah. First off, Luke, man, I appreciate you coming in. When you told me that, hey, you know, I wouldn't mind talking Star Wars, I jumped right on it because
Right,
I
yeah.
knew you were a big Star Wars fan. So thank you so much, and if you will, we'd definitely love to have you for future episodes. I want to start adding guests,
I wouldn't.
you know, every couple weeks, just for the fun of it. Because last week with Durant was such a blast. This week was such a blast. And definitely check out Luke's channel. It's Razor Wire Reviews. Great channel, great content. I'll put a link to it below. And thanks again, Luke. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it, buddy.
thanks. Cheers.
Yeah. Also, my partners in crime, my blood brothers, CP and Zach. Thank you guys so much. CP from Will I Like It Reviews, or William.
William.
Yeah,
William.
Check him out.
I'm your blood brother. Zach's your blood nephew.
I knew
sir.
you would get upset. I knew it. That was great. I was waiting. I was like, I'm going to say blood brothers, and let's see if CP gets upset.
Of course I will. I mean,
I am
I'm just
offended,
kidding.
sir.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you're my horror needs a hero blood brother. Let's get that straight. Okay.
Indeed.
There's only two people in horror needs a hero.
P.S.
And
By the way,
occasional guest.
TikTok, buddy. By the way,
May is coming right around the corner. Should I go
Yeah.
ahead and promote before I promote Zach?
fucking A, man.
All right, dude. We're doing this. We're hitting it hard. We're gonna do our first episode of Horror Needs a Hero in a long time, actually. And it's gonna be on Scream Factory or Shout Factory, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna be talking about some choice releases that we each have. I'm gonna be doing a few movies. He's gonna be doing a few movies. Details to come on that. We've talked about those movies in the past, but
And
yeah,
you could segue right into Zach too, because he kind of plays into this whole topic too.
Mhm.
how?
Zach's doing directors, I think, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
80s directors.
Yes, Zach's doing 80s directors. We're gonna work out the kinks on that, on how we're gonna present this whole thing.
Mhm.
I don't know if this thing's gonna be 5 minutes or if it's gonna be 50 minutes. We don't know yet. We're figuring it all
Well,
out.
It will be 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, I think Brian has agreed to do something. So, if we can somehow do a true HNAH episode week 1,
Yep.
then a contribution week 2, and then a HNAH episode week 3, and then another contribution week 4, we'd have May covered in 4 weeks. Unless,
How'd
of
that
course,
thing
May
go
is
with your
5.
pen there again?
I don't know why I was doing this. I had like a visual calendar in my head, and I was just
And
tracing.
he's drawing the love letter to you. Luke.
I think he was spelling out tits and.
Yeah, tits and hits.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh yeah, I can't wait though. I'm looking forward to Horror Needs a Hero
Mhm.
again. I always have a blast when we do those episodes.
Yeah.
But Zach versus the Blu-ray freaking mountain. Definitely check out his channel. Great stuff. He's got some good stuff in the works too. He's going to be doing Daybreakers, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
And
looking
300.
forward to that review. I just dropped a few reviews myself. I did Devil's Candy. I did. I always forget the name of that freaking movie. I even said it wrong in the review, actually, like over and over. The Eyes of My Mother. Yeah, I called it
Booger
The Eyes
Sugar?
of the Mother in the review, but yeah. So
Sorry.
if you check out my channel throughout the week, I did a few reviews there. The Monster, I did that one. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Another Scream stream is in the books. Go back and listen to it on your ride to work tomorrow or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Touch your penis.
And let me end this thing now. Here we go. Stop streaming. There we go. Okay.